We are live with episode number
16.
Number 16 from the Daily Mail. This is Randy and Nadine, and I am Sean, and our lovely and talented producer Nancy is behind the camera running the whole show.
Yeah, and this is WeBeWhisky.
We are.
Right? So, today, we've actually got something special. Sean and I went to a
whiskey release party.
Whiskey release party,
Yeah.
right? So there's...
From a very cool distillery in Calgary.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Confluence Distilling.
Love the name.
And, yeah, they've been in business for 5 years. And this is their first whiskey release, and it's a 5-year. So
now they've done gin.
Here it is.
They've done vodka.
Yeah.
So as you can see, we've dipped slightly into the bottle, but this is
not all today, by the way.
Not all.
No.
You'd never know it. This is bottle number. What bottle number is this, Randy?
I think it's 5.
This is bottle number 5.
Yeah.
So we were bestowed bottle number 5, which we've definitely dipped into.
We've hit it pretty hard.
We have.
Yeah.
Over a couple of sessions.
Over the last few hours, we've been into this. So anyway, this is an American style whiskey. So this is not just. So this is very much like a bourbon, right? We were 100% corn mash.
Bourbon-ish.
Bourbon, sure. Bourbon-esque.
Bourbon-esque.
Yes.
There we go.
It's Bourbon North.
Yeah.
Like Silicon Valley North. And this is
100% corn.
100% corn.
100% corn mash.
Yeah.
47%.
This is, however, a blend. So the distillery itself has not matured to the point where it can actually bottle its own full aged bottles. So what we've done is they've added a touch of a dram or two of another whiskey in here. And then they've aged this in what kind of casks?
Cherry and port casks.
Cherry.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can tell by the color. Very,
you can
nice.
see that,
It has
right?
a very
Very
nice color.
nice.
See, very
Beautiful
very
cherry-ish port
lovely.
color. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Sparkly.
Excellent. Nice label.
Yeah.
This is Autumn 23, cherry and port cask. Where it says it right there.
So the owners are Fee and Ross. And
Very
we met
nice
them
people, by the way.
Oh, very nice people. And Ross is so knowledgeable on the distilling process and on this whiskey, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they settled on 47%, but they tried from 45 to 50.
Yeah,
And they
worked their way
to 47 as being the sweet spot where it was.
Exactly.
And how do they do that? I've actually never.
I think they just drink a lot.
I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But how do you get from 50 to 47? To add
No,
more?
they just water
You
it.
dilute. It's watered down. Yeah, because it comes. We were
given a sample.
We were given a sample of a cask, a 1 cask whiskey they've got in the back. It's only 2 years old right at the moment.
Right now. Yeah.
But it came in at what, 60-some%?
No, it was like 72%.
Oh, it was,
Wow.
like
It was
that
like-
was.
That's
That was hot. Yeah.
Hot.
That's a mood healer.
Hot is an understatement. That was like magnesium.
Yeah. But I've never had a sample directly right out of the cask like that.
No,
before, so that was
not that.
It was a
raw.
treat, eh?
Yeah, it was a treat. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was truly raw. Like, I mean, that's pretty much as raw as it gets.
Yeah, that's just 2 years
and that
old,
was 2
right?
years old. So, you know, you can only imagine what that's going to distill out to in about 5 or 6 years
Yeah,
from now.
it'll be
right?
interesting to see when they actually bottle it.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to.
And
be
you
there.
guys are going to be there.
We're going to be there.
Oh, yeah,
for
we will
that
be there.
unveiling.
No,
Absolutely,
that's right.
assuming that we're alive, actually,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we're both old. So
That's not true.
Yeah. You're older than me, right?
No.
am I?
Look at this. Is that all gray, guys? No.
Didn't we have this discussion last week and you're the oldest of the bunch?
Youthful. Yeah, I think you are the doddering.
sure?
I think
I got
you're the
a thumbs
doddering
up from
old
Nancy
fool of the
back there.
group.
Yeah.
But anyway, there you have it.
Yeah.
So shall we taste?
Oh shit! Yeah, I should
yeah,
jump
let's get
right
to
into
it.
this.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
There you go.
Here, let me. Hold on, I've got no
No,
hands.
I don't
can't.
mind, like, right
If I
here.
had a third hand, I would have been able to offer
Here,
politely
I'll-
as a
I'll take
gentleman
Yeah.
an extra shot to, or the drum to maybe, but I didn't. So.
Well, yes, on the
I
nose,
suck.
it's definitely that.
Well, let's look. First of all, let's have a look at the legs. So we've got. I'm a leg man, and I'm
Yeah.
really.
You can smell the finishing cast. It's so
Yeah.
nice and rich and just really, really nice. Like you don't smell that alcohol bits. I personally really like it.
Oh, dip your nose in a little deeper.
And do you get
very
the cherry on it?
Oh, absolutely. The
Yeah.
cherry.
Yeah, cherries all
the
over.
sweetness of the port
Yeah.
cast and the
In
sweetness
fact,
of the
it is.
cherry.
It's almost
Yeah.
like that maraschino cherry, right? Like
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
it's just that. It's no, not maraschino. No, you know what it's like? It's like that Cadbury cherry. You know, like the
That chocolate
center
bar
of the,
thing?
yeah, the center of the cherry.
Oh, the center of
the cherry
yeah,
center.
the cherry bombs or whatever they're
Yeah,
called.
it has that kind of note to it. That's sort of like, I don't want to say artificial cherry because that's what that is, but
Yeah.
this is
But
not
this is,
that.
yeah.
No.
But that would be really good though if that was inside of that.
You get that.
I think
This
it's a great pairing.
inside of
Hello,
the-
Cadbury.
Yeah. Okay. So we should get some
Exactly.
Cadbury chocolate
And
cherries.
inject some of this
Yeah.
into the
And-
Oh,
and-
salad.
yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like a chocolate liqueur. That'd be
Yeah.
lovely. Well, dark chocolate. I bet you, if I ran away and got a piece of dark chocolate, that would go very, very well with
Oh,
this.
it would, I'm sure.
This would
yeah.
absolutely ignite it. Do
Yeah,
you want me to run
yeah.
away and get some?
No.
I have some right in the fridge.
No, that's
No?
fine.
Okay, all right.
We'll just
Yeah.
Fine. We'll just tough it out without.
we'll tough it
chocolate.
out without the chocolate.
Damn. Because I think chocolate would be just like
Yeah.
unbelievably good. You know what?
How do you thicken something like to make it into a kind of a sauce and you can almost put it over top of the cherry? What is it called? Cherry.
Like cherries jubilee?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like a chocolate and you bite into it and it drips and there's a cherry in the middle.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
a chocolate.
It's usually
cherry,
just
wouldn't it?
really heavily syruped, like
Yeah, so can you look that up, please?
simple syrup.
It's a Lowry's thing.
or
No?
a lot of sugar in it
Nancy says
to
no,
thicken
she
it up,
can't
right?
look it
You know?
up. Nancy's had too many drinks, she can't look it up.
No, no. But anyways, you know what I don't get on this
See, water's
is a
not
lot of
good for you.
alcohol burn.
I know
But
that is so nice.
Oh.
I
It's 47%, yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's holding up a picture of a
A
squirrel.
squirrel to bring Sean back to the topic of what's in your hand.
yeah, it's nice.
Very good.
It's really nice. I like it.
Okay, I haven't actually tasted it yet. Well, I have. Actually, the evidence is right there. But, yeah, I love the nose on this. It is such a delicate, like when you start to like really analyze it, you can start to really feel all the delicate notes of the cherry in there. It's so lovely.
But on the palate, I'm getting very spicy. Maybe is there nutmeg, cardamom kind of stuff going on in there? Or is it that winter spice? Or
Well, it is
am I
odd.
just out to light lunch?
Okay.
No, you're right. It's a little bit sparkly in the mouth. Kind of peppery.
Yeah, a little bit peppery. Yeah. Yeah, no,
Quite peppery on the side of the
it's-
sun, for sure.
Yeah.
Now cinnamony.
But if we look at it as a bourbon, it doesn't come across as.
What you're tasting, Randy, I think is clove.
Oh, maybe it's clove. Okay, maybe.
And that would be kind of like a rudimentary version of the cherry, right? Clove and cherry would
Yeah.
somewhat
Yeah.
be very similar in the same sort of spectral
Okay. I'll take your word for
flavor
that.
profile. Yeah. All right.
I think what you were going to say, but for a bourbon, or was that you, Randy, that
No.
said, for a bourbon, it's very sweet. It's very like a cognac-y kind of, sweetness and thickness to it.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Bourbon
it's
is
not.
usually really, alcohol-y as it goes down, and you can feel the burn like at least a here.
I'm going to say that the finish is very long on this.
Mhm.
What do
It
you
just
think?
hangs in there.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
still.
like-
Yep.
Yeah,
I've
Yeah.
been kind of working around this for like a better part of a minute.
yeah.
You know?
Unlike a Scotch can go all the way down to your
I'm gonna try a little water.
chest and heart
See what it does.
area.
Do you know, at the end of this, and I noticed this the other night too when we were out, there's almost this sort of,
Does anybody else want water?
yeah,
Sure.
I almost, it's interesting when you let this really linger out and not take another sip of anything and just continue to focus on the finish. It's almost like you can actually taste the wheat. Like you can just barely taste that sort of almost wheat-like or probably corn-like. Like the actual raw corn, minus the sweetness, right? So it's there. There's a certain musky earthiness to it at the end. That's just quite interesting, and I think that's what attracted me to this in the first place was that, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I really do feel like this has like on the very long finish. So we're talking now. I'm 2.5 minutes into this, and I'm still kind of getting this. Almost, it's almost this sort of corn muskiness to it, like without like I would almost describe it as that sort of, and it, not to be derogatory in any way, but cattle corn. You know how cattle corn doesn't have any sweetness to it; it's just pure starchy corn, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at with this right now, which just belies its youth, in my opinion.
You should take another sip.
Yeah.
Get back from that.
Yeah, no, but I just want to say that though because it's an interesting thing because I've never experienced that in a bourbon before.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though we've dealt with many 100% corn mash liquors, this one is different in that I think you get this sort of lingering, and I really like that muskiness at the end. It's very nice. It's comfortable.
And it's different from any bourbons that we've tried, I think.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right? You know?
Definitely.
That spiciness. And I guess it's the cherry and the pork cask, right?
Yeah.
You know? But
that pepper on the side of the tongue is just like it's very, very sharp. But I love the end of this. Like it's just.
And for 47%, it's very easy drinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Usually you don't talk about a bourbon being so complex.
No.
You know,
and that's the other thing is
that's,
that this is a very complex bourbon.
I wonder if they had to call it bourbon because they couldn't call it.
They can't call it bourbon.
You can't. Well, yes, they spell it wrong. They
can't even do that. No. This is an American style whiskey.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. So it's not really a bourbon, but it's because it's not made in the States, right? But
that's all.
But otherwise, it has all of the look and feel of a bourbon.
Oh,
if we were 3 hours south of here, they could call it bourbon.
Exactly.
But it's not. Yeah.
And bourbon can be made anywhere in the United States, by the way. It can be made in Montana. It can be made in New Mexico, Texas. Bourbon can be made anywhere, as long as it's in the States.
Yeah.
Canada is
But in Canada, it's not.
Canada,
it's an American whiskey in that case. Yeah. So, but I want to say that the truly, for me anyway, my personal.
Look at how thick it is when you
I know, look at
swirl
the
it
legs
and the
on
legs that are
that,
going
right?
down.
See, I told you, I'm a leg man, and this is why I'm a leg man, because this is where you
It
actually
just
start
sticks.
to see. Yeah, it does. Right?
Yeah.
And I love that. That's just.
And the color is just beautiful.
I love that.
Like the color is fantastic.
So we watered ours down. So I wonder if we get, the legs like Sean's glass does.
I think if you let it linger for a minute, you will find that they're still there.
They're still there.
Still there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not as prominent. But the water, I don't usually like watering anything down. It usually ends up being too vibrant for me. But this kind of it doesn't change it a whole lot. It really kind of almost mellows it out a few percentage points. Not major.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Do you think it did anything on the palate? Have you tasted it?
Even
I
on
think it's
exhale,
opened up the nose a bit.
Yeah, it's almost. I feel like it's just mellow on the palate. lower. Like, I don't usually like to water anything down because it just accentuates all of the flavors, all of the sparkiness.
Sometimes it just diminishes stuff.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever had a diminisher.
I'm still working on the raw product.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to say that this is my second sip. I want to say it wasn't as spicy.
No?
No. And again, it had way more of that corn. Like, you can really taste the corn in this.
Right.
And I've never really truly experienced a bourbon where you could, or a bourbon-esque type American whiskey, that you could actually taste the corn. And that is something really special. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, overall,
Is it though?
this is, I don't know, this is a pretty good tasting American style whiskey, right?
Profile-wise,
new distillery right out of the
out of the chute. First effort.
Yeah.
I'm giving this a solid B+ for sure.
Yeah.
Because I want them to do better. I want them to produce better. And I think they have the capacity. I think they're on the right track at this point. I think Ross and Fee have done a fantastic job of getting it to this place. But let's give them another 3-5 years and see where they're at, because I think where they're going to go is phenomenal.
I'd love to taste this in 8 or 10 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, completely. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Like 8, 10, 12 years. Like, holy hell. Sorry, they're kids.
Well,
holy shit.
Well, let's talk price, because they price it very reasonable.
For this quality of liquor, I would say this is
amazing.
Where would you? Okay, Nadine. So you've had no exposure to this whatsoever, other than what we've sampled today. So where are you putting this dollar-wise? Where would you see this as on the shelf?
I would expect, if I knew what I was purchasing and going into the liquor store, I would expect this to be at least a $65 to $80 range.
You
for purchase
are
price.
Very far north of the $51 that this is going on the shelf for.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
a very reasonable price.
That is very reasonable. Yeah.
So,
And
hopefully,
Nadine is a certified alcoholic.
Certainly.
She knows.
Certainly worthy of all. I would totally pay $65.
And she's ready to go into staggering a liquor store. And give me a bottle of bar.
You're Irish, no?
Great acting, by the way. Or is that real?
She's throwing you over your shoulder like an old sack of potatoes.
Are we missing any of the important questions on here?
Are we? Colored lakes, unchilled filtered.
It's not peated
the
or anything.
nose, there's no cost. We talked about. We haven't talked
There's
about.
There's no color in it.
Age. We did say 5 years, Nancy.
5 years.
Come on, stay with the tour.
No.
History.
No added color.
We talked about the distiller.
No
What's the
added
history
color?
of the distillery? What's the history of the distillery?
The distillery?
Yeah,
so
what's the history?
They started out 5 years ago.
Ross
So
said,
Fee and
hey,
Ross. Yeah.
They woke up one morning and went, holy
And
fuck, you know
decided-
what?
What
We
if they
should open a
blended with,
distillery.
like, they blended it with somebody else's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Other distilleries.
Let's not
in-
focus on that.
Right. But no, but how old was that?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
So
they got their.
generally speaking, this
It's a
is 5 years
5-year-old.
old.
Yeah. It's a
Oh,
5-year-old.
I want to mention too, and this is a little shout out. So I hope Grant, you're watching. So we also, when we were there, we bumped into Grant Doyle of Buckle Vodka. He makes Buckle.
Yes.
And so up until that evening, Buckle Vodka was distilled in Nisku, Alberta.
Yes.
Now, Confluence is going to be distilling Buckle Vodka.
Yeah, exactly.
Contract
basis.
And as on a contract basis.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that Buckle is 13 times chill filtered or 13 times distilled vodka. We've put this up against Grey Goose many times. I'm sorry, Grey Goose, but you have been blown out of the water every single time, hands down.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that. Anyway,
So I mean, the
can't read
distillery.
that. They started with gin and
Yes, gin and vodka.
and vodka. Yeah.
But they put their own twist on all of it.
All of it.
Like
yes.
they have an espresso vodka that is really quite good.
I am so
They've
wanting
got
to try that.
They've got a
Actually,
bunch of different flavored gins,
Right.
and so the distillery has a tasting room. It's like a speakeasy out front,
Yeah.
right? So they do cocktails, and
They
their
have like a little
cocktails.
sliding door there. Like you have to knock special and
Their
Oh, I'm gonna go.
cocktails are fantastic.
yeah.
Come on with me.
They are.
Yeah.
We got all of the recipes. So I'm thinking we should actually, when the new shop opens, the new Daily Mail
Yeah.
opens,
Yeah.
and we're able to run a full proper bar.
Yeah.
I really, really want to start making some of their cocktails because I think they're
Yeah,
really
using
fun.
their gins and that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
No, they have done an incredible job.
Sophie and Ross, if you're watching,
Yeah.
be aware that this is going to happen.
Yeah.
So
2 thumbs up.
two,
Whatever. Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
3 thumbs up.
3
If Randy
thumbs
gave you one, I got 2. Nadine hasn't got any.
Yeah.
No, sorry. So what would you grade this as? I put it up, the price point higher than what it actually sells for.
Yeah.
So you're
So that
thinking-
means that I really, really like it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
So your Irish eyes are smiling for sure.
always.
Irish eyes are smiling.
And on our scale, 80 to 90, right? I mean, I think
It's young.
it's young. Yes, it's kind of unique.
I do. I love
It's
the
a vibe,
muskiness of it.
I think I would put it in 84, 85-ish.
Yeah, I'm going to say 83 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not because I want to downgrade it, but because I want to set the bar so that they excel, so that they reach
yeah.
higher.
No, because they can definitely reach higher. with
Yeah,
this.
Yeah,
agree.
for
sure.
basically a
But a first
first,
effort-
a first out,
I'm encouraged by this.
incredible.
I want to say I'm encouraged.
Yeah.
I'm not being staunchy or stubborn,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that I'm encouraged by this, and I'm gleefully looking forward
Oh, yes.
to the next release. I want to see where they go with this. I want to see them sort of like I think they need to go to a marketing place after this, like Bridgeland has done, and I think that they can be well positioned not only in the Alberta market, but I think on the national level.
Yes.
I think these guys can really give a lot of other distilleries a run for their money. I
Yeah.
really
Oh,
do.
100%.
Yeah, because this is really quite brilliant for
It
their
is.
first shot.
I agree.
Right? Yeah.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though it's an 83.5% from me,
Yeah.
I'm saying that there's a lot of optimism looking forward.
Yeah.
And I would agree. I would totally agree with both of you. 82, 83 is kind of where they should be, but
Yeah.
but
But you want to go
but
higher.
I absolutely want to
Yeah.
go higher.
So
and-
spread your wings and like
like
breathe it
I
in, let it
would,
go.
the simplicity of it for me is like I would want to put it like an 85.
Perfect.
Yeah.
85 it is.
Yeah.
The price point is great.
Absolutely.
Brandy, so
$51.
you're locking in
I'm
at-
willing to pay more for it. Great. So why wouldn't I rate it higher?
Yeah.
Randy, you're locking in at what?
No, I was in 84, 85.
84, 85.
Yeah.
So 84 and a half.
Yeah.
Right?
We'll say
You're at
that.
an 84?
85.
83, but I would like to say 85 because
Okay.
So 85.
it's got
Yeah.
all the hits.
There you are. It's all the right notes. I'm
And
a
it
solid
sounds like-
83 and a half, but that's because I'm not wildly optimistic. Like I'm more optimistic. I want to
Yeah.
I want to be optimistic and not. So I'm a positive 83 and a half,
Yeah.
right? So what's that giving us? An overall score is about what, 84?
Yeah,
Somewhere in
I
there.
would say.
Yeah,
Something
let's
like
say
that.
84.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes,
Which
congratulations.
is actually
Well
really
done.
good for
Yeah.
a first
My
time
fault.
out.
This is awesome.
Like,
Confluence Distillery.
Yeah.
I want to say congratulations to you.
Yes.
You've done a fantastic fucking job.
Yeah. And anybody that's watching this, it is well worth searching that out.
Absolutely.
so can you get it in liquor stores? Do you know?
I'm not sure if you can get it in liquor stores or not at this point. You can, if you're in the Calgary region, you can go down to Confluence
Go down to
Distilling
them and
get
pick it up. Yeah.
By the way, at the end of the show, we're going to put up Fee and Ross's personal cell phone numbers so that you can talk to them about this as well and see if you can swindle a few bottles for free because, they want to market, right? That's
Yeah.
the next step. They need to
But you
market
know
the
what
shit
we
out of it.
will do?
It might be possible.
What we will do
Oh, we're not going to do that? Okay, we're not
is,
going to
is an episode down at Confluence Distilling.
Yes, that's right. We are
We'll
going to do
take
that.
you guys into the distillery.
Yes,
and
we'll take you
Ross
into the
will-
bowels
Ross is
of the
going to
distillery,
explain everything.
where all the shit happens. Where in the bowels, in the long intestine. We're gonna go there.
But anyways, so
We're gonna go through the
we're gonna
back
wrap
door.
this one up. We see the squirrel sign again here for
84,
Sean.
85. If you can go down there and get
And
it,
we gave this a
I
solid.
highly encourage you to go down and do that.
We gave it a hard 84. I think that's
There you
what
go.
we gave it.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.